Friends, whether you know it or not, because I don't think we've talked about it too much here, M. Night Shyamalan is persona non grata in these parts. And here's the deal. Listen, everybody loved The Sixth Sense. We all love The Sixth Sense. My dad especially loved it, and he will talk to you at great length about the moment in the theater when everybody figured out the twist at the same time. I suspect that a lot of people's dads like M. Night Shyamalan, or like The Sixth Sense. Here's the problem. Talk about a guy who hit a home run in his first feature, and I have to specify, I've seen Sixth Sense since, but not in, now there's a tongue twister, but not in quite a long time. So I am curious if it holds up. I remember going to see it in the theaters the second time once you know the deal and being a little like, well, this is a little underwhelming. So I don't know if it holds up. But what I can tell you is I never really cared for Unbreakable. I outright despise Signs. And in fact, I've gotten into arguments with nuns about the movie Signs. That's real. And then the rest of M. Night's catalog is pretty shabby. So when Split came out, this is I think this is still his latest movie. It's a movie about a dude with split personalities who's also a murderer. I was, of course, not terribly interested. And then the reviews started coming in from like-minded internet nerds that said, hey, Split was real good. So I threw caution to the wind and saw Split, and I'll tell you what, it's pretty good. I think it's no exaggeration to say that Split is M. Night's best movie since The Sixth Sense. I've heard good things about the one he made before this, The Visit or whatever, but I haven't seen that. So we're going to stick with that assessment. It's good. It's a good movie. It stars James McAvoy as well, I guess not titular, but as the killer, the split personality killer. And James McAvoy is the MVP of this movie. He absolutely nails the performance and in playing every aspect of the killer's multiple personalities. And it seems that McAvoy is really relishing the part, which is nice to see. I like McAvoy as an actor. And I think he's a great character actor, and it's terrific to see him sink his teeth into some characters. Beyond that, the movie actually centers on a group of 3 young women who have been kidnapped by Split and are trying to escape before they are murdered. They are largely paper-thin characters, and except for the lead lady, who brings us to my set of problems with this movie. One is this thing is chock full of M. Night Shyamalan-isms, including that he feels the need to cast himself in the movie. M. Night, I don't know if I'm going to go so far as to call you a good director. You are certainly not a good actor. Knock it off. This is a movie that, let's put the spoiler alert up on the screen. I'm going to spoil some things about Split. It's a movie where it turns out at the end that the ultimate murderer personality that Split has superpowers. We could do without the superpowers. It is plenty threatening enough. And that's the thing this movie gets super right, is atmosphere. M. Night does a lot with atmosphere and shadow that works super well. We don't need superpowers in addition to that. We also don't need, at the very end, the twist, such as it is to tie this movie into Unbreakable. As it turns out, these 2 movies are in the same universe. We get a Bruce Willis cameo at the end, threatening that in a future sequel that these 2 are going to meet and tussle. But the last thing is getting back to that main lady. So the movie, her story of trying to escape from Split's very menacing and well-executed underground lair is that it's intercut with the story of her abuse as a young woman at the hands of that evil security guard from Orange is the New Black. He's her dad's friend. He murdered her dad, took her in as his stepdaughter, and is abusing her. We didn't need that movie. No one needs that. You could have shown that she was a strong and resourceful woman without needing to go to the hackneyed and cliched abuse closet. So you're on notice for that movie. But again, it is very atmospheric and it works pretty well. It's a very pulpy movie. Clearly this is a much more low budget affair than Sixth Sense or Unbreakable, and I think that suits M. Night pretty well, both in his good instincts and his bad, although it shows more through the good. Because we get this really stripped down suspense film, which is much more effective, and I think the limitations on M. Night and what he has to do to create suspense without special effects make it a stronger movie. But there's no ignoring those reservations I said that I have. Still, I do have to categorize this movie as good. I did like it. I would be willing to see it again. I am going to give it 3 stars. And don't forget to visit our website, northmetrotv.com/everymovieever. There, you can watch reviews of every movie we've ever covered here on the show, as well as complete episodes. That's northmetrotv.com/everymovieever.